Well, sadly during the pandemic, child abuse and spousal abuse, domestic abuse, and bullying have really jumped through enormous numbers. And here to talk to us about his campaign, Randy Boyd, is with Courageous Healers Foundation. And he has organized a group that is really on the front lines of helping those who are in need. Welcome, Randy. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Sandy, for having me on. I really appreciate it.
The statistics are dire, aren't they? The impact has affected so many households, and you really are stepping up to offer resources and help to those in need.
Yeah, the pandemic, with the pandemic comes a far worse pandemic, and that of domestic violence, child abuse, an increase of alcoholism and addiction, suicides, all that. It's just increasing what we do with the foundation. Part of what we do with the foundation is my wife and I do a lot of marriage counseling, and we see it and amongst the married people a lot.
So unfortunate. What was the motivation for you and your wife to start this group?
Well, when I got sober in 2006, I'm a survivor of physical, emotional, spiritual, and sexual abuse myself. And so when I got sober in 2006, I realized that, hey, there's nothing out there for men and families to help them heal from the scars of abuse. Societal rules for men are don't show your emotions, don't show your feelings, suck it up, figure it out, be a man, don't cry. And we're taught those from a very young age. So I said, I've got to do something, because the statistics for sexual abuse that we use, and it's really hard to pinpoint statistics, but the ones we use is 1 in 3 women will be sexually abused before the age of 18. 1 in 4 boys will be sexually abused before the age of 18. And only 10% of all cases are even reported. So you can see where the statistics aren't really true. They're much higher than that. So I just figured we got to do something. And, I believe that everything that happened to me in my life happened to me for a reason. And I'll just say it comes right from the Bible in Genesis, where what man meant for harm, God meant for good. He brought me to this place to save the lives of many men. And so I feel it's a calling on my heart and a calling on my life. And it's tough. It's really hard. And
well, it's beautiful for you to share it, Randy, because as you said, the stigma is great, especially for men and especially for young people who don't know that they have a voice, that they have resources. So tell us what services you offer.
Well, we offer personal life coaching. We offer mentoring. We offer counseling. We also offer marriage counseling. My wife and I do that. And the other thing we do is we're doing workshops, and we got one that we got a series put together. It's called the Unmasking Yourself, and we were going to do all 4 of them in 2020, but because of the pandemic, we had to put them on hold. And that workshop consists of, the first one is called Personal Communication. Then there's Journey to You. There's Secrets and Silence and Forgiveness. And we're hoping to get those launched after the first of the year and do those 4 throughout the course of the year. And then in between, we'll also offer other things, providing the pandemic lightens up a little bit.
Yeah, it sounds like a good plan for sure. And what are the signs of abuse that we can look for loved ones, either if we're feeling that we might be being abused, but we're not sure some of those boundaries? What are some signs we can look for?
Well, I'm going to read you some signs, and I want to understand, I want everybody to understand this, is that these are signs that could be a sign of sexual abuse. And in most cases that I've experienced are signs. So as I read these, you'll notice a switch in a person's personality or characteristics. So some of them they start wearing a lot of baggy clothing, even in the summertime, especially out here when it's 120 degrees, they're still wearing baggy clothing. They're hiding their face from people. They don't want to look people directly in the eyes, because if you see into my eyes, you'll see the shame and you'll see the dirtiness that I'm carrying, the secret that I'm carrying within me. They feel dirty and do not want to bring attention to their body. They don't want to shower, or on the other hand, they take prolonged showers, so they're trying to get the filth off of them. They walk with their head hanging low for the same reason they don't want their face to be seen. They avoid eye contact. that's something that I used to do. I always look down. I can never look a person in the eye when I talk to them. And when I speak today, I make it an intentional habit of looking in people's eyes when I talk. And I couldn't have done that, 15 years ago. There's just no way I could look people in the eye. There's a sudden change in behavior. Okay. Change of friends. I went from hanging out with people in the church and some good people to hanging out with people that did drugs and alcohol that weren't so good. It was a switch in my friends, and doing the drugs and the alcohol. I lost interest in all the sports and hobbies that I did. My grades started slipping. And so grades do tend to slip. They also start drinking and drugging, and the big thing is a lot of people will be cutting. And I've been told two reasons for the cutting. One is they can control the pain that emotionally where they can't control it physically, right? So they can control it physically where they can't control it emotionally. So those are some of the signs to be aware of, and just start looking in at what's going on here. Do I have to look further into this problem?
Yeah, thank you for sharing those. Some of those don't seem like, we would be able to recognize them as signs, but thank you. And if some of our viewers are interested in contacting you and reaching out, Randy, how can they find you?
Well, they can find me on the web at courageoushealers.org. They can email me directly at courageoushealers@gmail.com. And just to end this with, if you know someone's being sexually abused, do not push them into getting help. The best thing you can do is listen to them without judgment. They need to be heard. Their voices need to be heard. They just need somebody to believe in them. And that could start the healing process. And once that first step is taken, then the next part would be just let them know that, hey, I'm here for you if you ever want to talk. And if you need help, I can help you with finding some help so that you can heal from this issue.
Well, thank you, Randy, to you and your wife and your team, all you're doing to help heal our valley. We appreciate it. We know the need is great, especially now during this pandemic. Wishing you happy holidays. Thank you for joining us, and be well and stay safe.
All right. Thank you very much, Sandy. Happy holidays to you as well.
Thanks.